Just throwing this out there at the front. This video is catered more toward people that have never played a Monster Hunter game before. Chances are, if you've signed on board with the Monster Hunter cult like I already have, you know what you're getting into with this series and have likely already purchased the Collector's Edition and sold your soul to the Devil Joe. Devil Joe? Eris? Aerith? Arceus? Arceus? I don't care. So let's say you're like many I've seen surrounding the release of Monster Hunter 4U. What the heck is this series about? And with a title like 4U, do I need to play the other games first before checking this one out? Long story short, this is the perfect time for new players to jump into the series. While it is still a complicated franchise by default, this one makes the most effort to get you up to speed if you've never played a game in this series before. The name of the Monster Hunter game is taking on larger and deadlier beasts, each modeled after various mythical and real-life creatures. While at a distance it might look like a Bayonetta or God of War style game, this is anything but. Combat is slow and deliberate, forcing you to master your weapon classes and your enemy's body language. You don't just heal at the press of a button either. You have to drink a potion, wait, and then perform this ludicrous double arm flex motion after consuming it. You can't just swing your weapon around like crazy. You have to reload it or sharpen your blades when they get dull. Monster Hunter is a game that leaves you very vulnerable to attack from the get-go, but overcoming that vulnerability and turning it into a victory is one of the greatest feelings I've ever had from a video game. The nice thing about combat is that there are a ton of different ways to play, with 14 primary weapon classes. There's small and fast, big and slow, ranged combat, and even crazy stuff like horns that require specific button presses for songs to buff your team. There are two new classes as well, the heavy-hitting sword-axe combo in the Charge Blade, and the complicated but insanely rewarding Insect Glaive, which combines working alongside a fireable insect and the ability to pole vault onto your foes. At the start of the game, there's a great series of quests where you can try out every weapon to determine what you like best. There is no leveling up in Monster Hunter. There's no experience. There is, however, crafting for better gear. Lots and lots and lots and lots of crafting. A high majority of the new gear that you can make is created from parts that you can carve from fallen monsters. Each set can be mixed and matched. They all come with different skills, elemental affinities, and weaknesses. Different items can be crafted as well by gathering different stones, berries, mushrooms, bugs, and other various collectibles from the world around you. Monster Hunter has a very MMORPG vibe to it in terms of crazy collecting and grinding. One major complaint I could see having with Monster Hunter is that there is a lot of grinding in order to get everything that you want. To some degree, I do agree that some quests in Monster Hunter just plain aren't that fun. Delivering eggs and the slightest touch of an enemy obstacle will break them? Not fun at all. But in a weird way, the repetitive moments of Monster Hunter can be relaxing. Monster Hunter 3U came out on both consoles and handhelds, and while I used the feature to switch between both systems, I found myself playing on the 3DS version a lot more often. It's a very easy game to fire up and grind to while doing something else, like watching TV or waiting on the subway. Another major